Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and as you probably noticed, we are talking about Outriders in this video because it was just released. I was able to play the full game version. Before that I was playing the demo as well. Then I had some hours into the demo, now the full game version, and no, it is not a review. I do not believe that you can do review after playing the game for like 10 or 20 hours. I need more time. The proper review will be later, but here I want to focus on what Outriders actually is, and then my first impressions about the game. Then, what is Outriders? Definitely the biggest classification will be looter shooter with co-op. You can play with up to 2 friends. What's really cool, I enjoy this part. I like it as a co-op. It's make this game so much better than if you play it solo. Although you can. 100% functional if you want to play it solo, but it is, as always, much better with your friends. Now, what else is it? Because looter shooter, it's like too big category. There is more into that. It's a looter shooter with RPG elements, and by that I don't mean the story. There is not much role-playing in the story, but there are some cool RPG elements if it goes about your character, the skill tree, the skills that you can choose, the gear. Actually, the gear is a huge part in here of developing your character, but that in a second. Next, apart from those RPG elements in developing your character, this game have a quite nice story. It's not only about shooting the enemies, there is a story into it that I enjoy so far, and I really enjoy about that. The setup for this game is space and future, because I personally like this type of games. It adds some bonus points just for the fact that it's space and future. And in this case we have a planet that was colonized. Of course, not everything went as intended, and in the same time Earth is gone. Then you have this apocalyptic vibes, but on different planets. Then it is cool factor +1. Then to summarize it very quickly, it's a looter shooter with co-op and RPG elements about your character development. That is generally made good. Now about my first impressions. The good, the beautiful, and the bad and ugly. Then let's start from bad and ugly. As a day one release, the most important feature, co-op, was not working. I was not able to play with anyone. They were able to sometimes join for a moment, but then they were kicked out from the server. It was working on the demo. It is currently not working on the full game version of the game. What's really disappointing, that was #1 feature I wanted. Then that's an ugly part. The part #2, I'm on the PC, and they did something that compared to demo, the full version is suffering a huge stuttering issues. And as you probably know, my PC is beefy. I'm running NVIDIA 3080 and 10th gen processor i7 from Intel. Then it is not issue of my PC, and demo was working fine. And a lot of reports about that. I check it, there is a lot of reports, and there is currently no 100% workaround. I found some workarounds that reduced number of stutters, didn't fix it though. There are still stutters in the game, and this is a huge downside. #2, I hope those 2 issues will be fixed. That's the bad and ugly. Now about the game itself, going past these problems. I like the scenery. It's awesome. I like the changing scenery. There is ice, there is like tropical stuff, there is a city, there are undergrounds, there is everything. It looks cool. Graphics are not like amazing level. It is like proper Unreal Engine graphics. But the scenery that is made using those Unreal Engine tools is great. I really enjoy it. I enjoy to sit and run through this world. Then that's definitely a big plus from the first impressions. Next, about the combat. Combat itself is rather simple. You can think it's bad or good thing. I think it's a good thing because you do not need to learn for who know how long, and you can just enjoy the combat. There is only 3 skills that you are using, and you have like free weapons. Then 3 skills, 3 weapons, you run around, you keep swapping those weapons if needed and using those 3 skills that are really powerful. But the fun part starts when you start collecting the gear, because in this game, gear is actually upgrading your skills. Then there is this nice interconnection between gear and skills. And you can think here, oh, that can be too much of an RNG. Luckily, no, because there is some nice mechanics allowing you to modify your gear, change those legendary, let's call it legendary abilities to a different ones. If you already scrap the gear with such a specific ability, then you can swap it, and it's quite cheap. As you can see here on the screen, some examples. You can replace it and actually make your build perfect based on your gear. Keep upgrading it, keep swapping it a little bit, make it match to your progression skill tree that you can reset at any time. First, I was a little bit concerned about too easy swapping of those builds, but after testing it a couple times, it's actually working great. And one thing that you cannot change is character class, what means there is still some choice to make. After you choose your character class, 1 of 4, you cannot change it, but you can change all the skills on the fly for free, and it's actually cool. I like it because it's more about synergy between your skills and your gear than your progression skill tree alone. Then progression skill tree can be reset, but as you're collecting the gear to match it all together, it actually keeps some cool progression there, and it feels good. And that's important. It feels good when you upgrade this gear and you go versus those enemies and kill them more. Then that is a good part. This is a strong part of this game. It's the gear skill progression. I will call it like combo, gear skill combo progression. It's really cool. The scenery is really cool, and the story is good. I don't know full story yet, and I will not say it's like amazing or game breaking. There is actually in this game, there is nothing game breaking, there is nothing revolutionary, there is nothing like, they do not try to discover the moon again. They are just doing stuff that is known to work, and they implementing it well. Then at this moment I'm happy with that. I'm really not happy with the bugs and stuff that's not working. I'm happy with this part. And apart from that, what I told you now, I need more time to do a proper review later. For now, should you buy it? No, definitely no, because I don't know if this will work for you. Then I would wait, and even with this knowledge, even if you know that you want to play this game, I will wait until you will see that they do the patch, when the co-op will be working, and stutters will be fixed. Unless you are on console, there is no stutters issue on console. I ask people, there is no stutter issue, but co-op is having problems everywhere, and the game saves are failing, and game is kicking you out if server cannot save your game progress. Then at this moment, it's not a moment to buy this game. Is it worth 50 quid if it will be working like intended? I don't know yet. I need to finish the full game first. And that being said, if you already play Outriders, if you have the game, let me know what you think about it. Do you agree with what I said, or you disagree? You have absolute right to disagree with everything I said. It's just my opinion. It's my first impressions and what I think about the game. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you guys in the next one.